What's going on, Brandy? Hey, thank you so much for checking this out. We know your time is valuable, so we're going to jump straight into the top three tips that we use each and every day for our agency and that of our clients so that they can get more calls and more opportunities to connect with prospective buyers and sellers so that they can move their real estate business forward. Now, we're a business owner just like you, so we know what it's like to get those cold calls every single day saying, hey, we can get you ranked at the top of Google. Here's the reality. Search engine optimization is not the most ideal for your industry. A better option would be paid advertising. But that being said, it doesn't hurt to have this online presence in order to be found first in the marketplace so that you can have more bragging rights, more branding, more opportunity to connect with people because you never know who's going to be searching for phrases like realtor or realty, Overland Park, Kansas, and so on and so forth. New homes, home listings, even mortgage. Whether or not you do mortgages in-house or you connect with somebody. But on the same token, it's important to note that you want to target a region that actually has a large enough volume, which means there's going to be enough search and enough audience for you to try and connect with people in that marketplace. Now, of course, there's going to be plenty of other realtors and some people can argue that there's plenty of business to go around. But at the end of the day, if you want more business funneled to you, companies like ours tend to really do a good job of connecting you to your prospective people I guess Grant Cardone said it best, who has your money, right? So we're going to introduce to you what we use as the top three tips to get your online presence to the top of search results, which no business owner cares where they're ranked in Google. We've talked to tons. All they want is a ringing phone and more opportunities to connect with people. And while we advocate paid advertising in the digital space for your industry, we're gonna still share this with you so that if you decide you want to put a website online and position it in a certain target region for a target search term, you'll have that power too. And you'll also know that we have a few tricks up our sleeve. And even though this is more ideal for different kinds of local service providers, it can still benefit you in some way. So we're going to kick this off with Google's own phrases of what they use to identify your online presence in order to award you as the most relevant company and online presence here. So we want to give visitors the information they're looking for. So tip number one is to provide high quality content or words on a page on every page of your website, especially your homepage. And Google takes the time to take this a step further to say this is the single most important thing to do. So while you're concerned about being in this map listing, where over 70% of the people who search for this are coming to this map listing, it could be for tree service, roofing, realty, you name it. You want to be here, and while you have this organic spot, this is the map listing that it's very coveted for people to go to. So as a good illustration here, you want to look at something of what's a good example for content, and we follow the example of Wikipedia, because when you do a search for just about anything and you start scrolling, we're not even a quarter of the way down the page here, and look at how many words are on this. Some business owners say, oh, I don't like words on the page, I want fancy looking pictures. Well, here's the fun fact. You can make it warm and fuzzy for you, or you can make it warm and fuzzy for Google so they can award you the credit and make you the authority that you put the time, energy, effort, and elbow grease in to be the branded authority. If Wikipedia is showing up for all these things and you see all these words on their page, maybe you should take a lesson from them and actually put more words on your page. Now, I understand that this is Keller Williams, and it's not clear to me if you have the ability to put more words on this or not. So if you need to put together a third-party website that you need to host in order to get something online, check with your company to see if that's something that you're authorized to do. See if that's something you can do. You're also sitting at about 607 words. Now, this real estate company over here, they're actually sitting at a little bit less than you, but you want to win over your competition by a landslide, so you need no less than over 1,000 words above and beyond what your competition has. So if they're at 500, you need to be at 1,500 words. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is talking about something called a local business citation. And what these are third-party listings online, and we'll show you a couple examples in a minute. But basically, when you cite your company, kind of like when you were writing essays in college or high school, you had to do citations at the bottom, right? So for the local space, it's your local businesses, any online mention of your name, address, and phone number. So this can be found on local business directories, different websites or applications, whether mobile apps or desktop apps, which are up and coming these days, or even on social media platforms. So if you do this right and you have claimed your business map listing, you can go to google.com/business or google.com/places, follow the prompts, and actually get a map listing for yourself. But if you do this right, these citations, these third-party locations that you're listing your company at, can help to act as a vote and move your Google map listing up to this coveted 3-pack right here. Now, in order for that to happen, your boat needs to be in the water. So we were analyzing a company for photography not too long ago in a similar area near yours. So we're proving to you that this works, not just in your industry. And what happens is when you click into this space, and how do you get here? You just click on more places right here. This page lists about 20 different companies. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, almost 200 listings going on in this marketplace just in the top 10 pages. And if we couldn't find you, how many other people cannot find you on here? So keep that in mind, that if over 70% of the marketplace are coming to a map listing like this, then it helps for your boat to be in the water, and then add content, add citations, and then this third thing we're going to tell you about. But this can't be just a one-off thing. You can't just do content. You can't just do citations. It has to be all of these. So this is a third-party citation listing. You can, there's about 100, maybe just over 100 on this list, and you can go one by one by one by one by one. And here's what you can do if you don't want to outsource it to us. You can go into one of these companies. Let's take Bing for an example. It's a search engine, right? And you can submit an email. You can grab an email, whether it's MSN, Outlook, Hotmail, something that's going to allow you to claim this listing. Once that's verified, which is going to take a little bit of time, sometimes it's instant, it's not going to take much, but here's the next step. You have to build every single one of these business listings out. And you're going to have to claim it. You're going to have to build it out just like you do the GMB, with photos, your hours of operation, website name, address, phone number. Get some logos, get some pictures, maybe a 360 going on of your internal. And then you also need reviews on some of these places as well, because reviews are starting to become a factor for you to be found online. And you don't know where your next business deal is actually going to come from. But if you're in multiple locations here, you have more lines in the water and more opportunities for people to come and find you. So after you submit this for verification, you have to wait for the company to actually check it out, make sure it's legit, and then post it on your behalf. And why is that a problem when you're doing all these different citations? They're just third-party locations. Shouldn't be a problem, right? Well, these can actually trigger marketing calls, and Yelp is a good example of it. Yelp, I've talked to a lot of business owners, and what they do is they call you back to verify this, quote unquote, and then at the end of the day, they're actually going to try and upsell you on something, some of their online marketing that they do on their own platform. But a lot of companies that I've spoken with, they don't like being locked into a long-term contract, especially when leads and results are not coming in. We're a company that offers help for you and your online presence on a month-to-month basis. Cancel anytime. And we don't do contracts. And part of the reason we do that is because we want the ability to disconnect from you if we're not bringing you value. So if we're not filling your pipeline, if you don't have people to talk to, we're not doing our job, so we don't want your money. Other companies do not perform like that. We do. That's what makes us different. So you would have to do 5 of these, maybe beginning of the day, maybe at some point in the day when you have downtime or on lunch. And then you might have to do another 5 after dinner. Maybe if you're burning the midnight oil, maybe you have some kids that have to go to bed early. You'll have to do another 5 then. Or you would just do 5 in every single day. But imagine having to do the name, address, and phone number, the photos, pretty much putting everything that you put on one on all of these here. So we have a team that goes after the best bang for your buck 300 citation locations. I mean, we're professionals, is what we do. And you don't have to do this on your own if you don't want to. But if you want to, here's how you do it. So that's tip number 1, which is content. Tip number 2 is talking about citations, your name, address, and phone number on certain places in the World Wide Web. They have to be the best bang for your buck. It can't just be randomly anything. They have to deliver some value and quality. And then tip number 3 is talking about something called a backlink. So we've all seen this clickable text here on one page, and it takes you to another page somewhere else on the World Wide Web, whether it's on the same website or not. This is what we call a backlink. Now, you have to do this naturally, but when you click on this, let's envision this whole page you're looking at is page A, it takes you over to page B. Google interprets this whole situation as a vote, and these votes help you to climb this coveted organic listing down here and this map listing, which, remind you, that's where over 70% of the marketplace are coming to find somebody for what they need here. So for people who are taking their initiative and they're looking for a realtor, this would be a great situation for you to be in. And you want to be able to have more backlinks than your competition. So we have a little tool here called SEO Quake, okay? And it's going to take a couple minutes for things to populate, and it looks like you're getting 111 backlinks. But I don't know if this is a subdomain or if this is entirely owned by you. But here's what I do know. All right, you're at 111 backlinks, but you're nowhere to be found at the top of search results. So if you want to move down that path, you have to have a high quality volume of backlinks as well as the quantity of backlinks, okay? So quality and quantity is a big factor here. Back in 2013, Google came up with a patent that allowed them to assess your backlink portfolio and decide whether you were most relevant based on topical relevancy of people who were sending those votes or those backlinks back to you. So if you want to be here and here, okay, let's envision this for a second. Let's say you had a map listing here. Let's say you had your website here and then an internal services page here. And then you had a Facebook page, a Yelp listing. Like, what if you could paint the entire first page of Google, your company? And then it would be for more than just realtor. It could be for new homes. It could be for home listings. You can easily expand this out for your target region and be found as the authority in your marketplace. So whether or not that's something that you're looking for, we can all agree that the best thing for you is a ringing phone or people reaching out to you, raising their hand saying, we want help from you. So if you think we have a few tricks up our sleeve, awesome. What we'd like to invite you to do is connect with us by hitting reply in the email and just letting us know you want to connect and schedule a quick 18-minute conversation. We're not a hard-pressed sales company. That's not what we do. If it's not a fit, fine, we'll go make someone else rich. But if there is an opportunity for us to bring more people into your pipeline that you can follow up with and connect, regardless of how many outreaches it takes, anywhere from 7 to 14 on average to get somebody responsive. And then after that, again, on average, maybe 8 to 18 months to turn them into money. But if you want to close an additional 1 to 3 homes through paid advertising, we have that trick up our sleeves too. We can talk about it. If not, we can still help you with your online presence and expanding and moving things forward. But we just want to see if it's a fit. So hit reply, connect with us, and we will speak with you soon.